still gonna kill you. Not today, not tomorrow, but I'm gonna kill you.
This is KCFE Ferguson, 89.5 The Wave.
Everything's his, or will be.
And this is Dead Air.
Welcome to a brand new beginning.
You need to cook it, Rich.
For what?
To fight him.
That is right. We are back with Dead Air here on 89.5 The Wave. I'm your host, your friendly neighborhood DJ, JazzHandss, here to talk about last Sunday's Walking Dead, titled The Rock in the Road. And oh man, what an episode it was. First off, it is fantastic to be back. I've really missed this little get-together. I know we're a little bit late, but you know what? We're here, and I'm ready to talk about Walking Dead. And of course, joining me is Paul and Anna May to talk about this. Oh man, what an episode. So, okay, look, we're just going to kind of dive right in real quick. Do you think Rick and his gang are tired of getting jumped?
Well, I mean, I would at this point.
Like, I mean, really, they've been jumped so many times and had guns pointed at them, and they...
You know, I think Rick's to the point he's just taking it in stride, as evidenced by the smile. He's like, whole group surrounding him, he's just like...
It's like, oh, this again. This is nothing new.
But, I mean, you can interpret that scene so many different ways of, like, he either knows the people, like, and there's some sort of inner, like, canon that we haven't seen yet, or he's just happy because he's like, okay, these guys are organized, they came at us, and they're super prepared. We can use them. I need to try to get to them. Like, I don't see any other way. It's so interesting what Rick's going through right now.
I think that's probably more it, because they're not saviors.
No.
No, they're not organized enough to be saviors, and they would have known Rick's group and been like, what are you doing coming out of the kingdom? Personally, I think it's the last. I think it's...
The last?
The last thing you said.
Okay.
That it's more like, you people are organized, you're armed, we're going to talk.
Yeah, you were able to sneak up on people that are, like, you know, professional sneakers. And the only thing that I am worried about, and I know people are probably on the internet going crazy, is because we saw a clip for next episode. I do think it might be Junkyard.
I think there's a possibility it's Junkyard.
I think because there was kind of like a junkyardish area, and you see them have a trash pit, a gladiatory trash pit. So in this next upcoming episode, but I could see people kind of jumping the shark and be like, oh, it's Alpha, it's Alpha, it's Alpha. I don't think so. I don't think they're going to get into the Whisperers territory
I don't think
at all anytime soon.
Not until at least season 8.
So people need
Anna,
to...
what did you think?
I gotta agree with you on that. I watched the episode with Paul on Sunday, and both of us, or he jumped in with the junkyard thing. It's like, I don't know, but that's an interesting walker that we saw at the end with the preview. Near the end of the preview was, it's like, well, they're still finding new ways to make walkers interesting.
You're getting into, like, Resident Evil territory at that point. Like, this walker looks straight up Resident Evil, and Rick and his group, like, have never faced walkers like that, but I'm wondering if that's going to come into play with Negan, against the battle against Negan. If not only are we trying to find weapons and the manpower, but people that are innovative, because it's like Daryl said in the episode, maybe we don't need a bunch of people, maybe we just need a bunch of guns and a bunch of weapons. And what better way
and a bunch of explosives.
Yeah.
And what better way to have a bunch of weapons than a bunch of suited up walkers that have spikes in them? You send that group in. I mean, I know you're getting into Governor using walkers as weapons territory,
but it worked for the Governor.
It did.
Yeah.
And you also, if you remember in the episode, when they were moving the cars, they wanted to move them back because they want to keep the walkers on the highway.
Yeah, and I wish they would dive more into that. Like,
because
really
that's
highway.
actually strategy.
Yeah,
that's keeping the walkers on the highway toward where Sanctuary is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
they want to make sure that walker horde reaches Sanctuary. Rick is probably looking to time his attack at the same time as somebody leads a walker horde up. So it's like, oh no.
Possibly.
Coming at it from all sides.
Yeah, one of those things where they come at it with all sides. The walker horde pushes in forward. They got to deal with that. they start having to push back, and that's when Rick and the group come from behind and start taking out. I can see, like, strategy-wise that working.
Yeah.
And then you get the coverage of the forest. It's just, you would also have to be very careful, even though you're using the walkers as weapons, to watch your own group, watch yourselves out there. Because in a fight, you're having to look over your shoulder, watch your friend, and then make sure that your own weapon's not, coming to kill you.
Yeah.
So, so much good stuff in this episode. So much fun stuff. I think it's one of my favorite episodes. Like, second favorite episode of the season. What do you guys think of the episode as, like, a whole? And then we'll dive into the more details.
I like the episode. I wouldn't say it's one of my favorites. To me, it started off kind of slow. I mean, we have to start it slow so we see the groups coming together and trying to go to Gregory, who, by the way, needs to die.
Oh, I love Gregory. He is such a jerk and a despicable character, but my God, when he is on screen, you cannot tell me it's not fun.
But isn't it going to be fun to watch him die?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, totally. And Maggie or Simon's going to do that. No.
Oh, it better be Maggie.
No, Maggie will do it.
Maggie needs to do it. But going to Ezekiel, great to see Ezekiel again and Shiva. I don't like him hitting on Carol. That's my personal thing. Doesn't have to do with the episode. But the reaction that our group had to seeing Shiva, it's like, oh yeah, I told you about the king. You didn't tell us about the tiger. Hello.
Yeah, that was fun.
That was hilarious. Everybody just kind of stopped at the back of the room.
No, yeah, that was beautiful. Honestly, there was a lot of good kind of, I wouldn't say comedic moment, but a lot of good just
facial expressions.
Easy
just
moments.
Watching the group like spread out among the chairs in the theater that is King Ezekiel's audience chamber.
Yeah.
They're all like, we're going to get away so that Tiger can only get one of us at a time and the rest have a chance.
I really felt like we were going to see when Morgan, Rick, and Daryl were talking, I really thought we were going to see, like, Tara and Carl and Rosita, like, run back out, like, don't go in there, don't go in there, don't go in there. And, like, I thought we were going to do that, but, oh, man, it's just seeing, like, Jesus walk up. Oh, guys, I forgot to tell you. Yeah, Tiger.
The tiger, yeah.
Beautiful moment.
We got some development on Benjamin with Ezekiel. I actually like seeing that. I like to see his character kind of... I know he's going to die, but I like seeing the development of the character. He's going to die, I know.
Yeah, he's too nice of a kid. And
he is.
He's too good of a character to where they're probably going to kill him off, and that's going to be the catalyst to...
that will probably be... Ezekiel saying, okay, we need to fight, because it'll be a savior that kills them.
Ezekiel and Carol.
Yeah, Ezekiel and Carol. Yeah, well, okay, look, because I've been saying this for a while now. Carol's Batman, and she gets a new Robin just about every other season. Granted, this one is a lot more capable of fighting than some of her other Robins, but he's still a Robin for Carol, and you know what happens to Robins? They have bad tendencies with crowbars, but in this case, it might be a baseball bat. Yeah.
What did you think of the episode, Paul?
Yeah, what was your
I thought it was very, very well put together.
Yes.
I thought it accomplished what it needed to, which was bringing all three of the main civilizations that we know of together. The beginning being unresolved still kind of bothers me. I hope they don't let this go 2 or 3. I thought the scene with Ezekiel was great. I thought all of the scenes with Ezekiel was great. Not just the audience, but I also thought him asking Benjamin's thoughts on it and Benjamin giving him a very, very well thought out and almost the exact opposite of Morgan's.
Mm-hmm.
Because Morgan was, he stuck to his pacifist guns. You know, he did tell Rick, I killed a man because I had to save Carol.
Mm-hmm.
But that doesn't change the fact that unless I have to, I don't want to kill. Morgan has found his steady ground. Other than that, I mean, it was disappointing that the kingdom, because really, I honestly thought after the talk with Morgan, I thought King Ezekiel would probably be like, there's much to ponder. When he talked with Benjamin was so convincing that I figured he was going to say, you know what, I've had a lot to think on, and we're able to offer you help, but we're going to have to work together a lot closer, and a lot more often, before this happens, and we all need to plan on this.
See, my whole thing, because I can see where you're coming from with that, because I really thought after Benjamin's speech they were going to as well, but just kind of looking back over and rethinking it, I could see, because of Benjamin's speech, King Ezekiel held back and it was like, okay, well now I really don't want to, just because it's like Benjamin said, they either, if Rick and the gang save us, they'd save us and we wouldn't have done anything. But I think it's also the past that, this kid lost his father, and I don't want his brother to lose his brother. I don't want to lose this kid. I don't want to lose my people that I care about, because that's one of the things that I absolutely love about King Ezekiel. Every single person he cares about. He is he's a leader and a king to where he will take charge and be awesome, but then he'll also sit down and read a story to a kid when, one of his men are out doing something. He'll take that time to sit with every individual person, it looks like. And that's where I really love him as a leader, and that's where I think he's really apprehensive about getting into this battle, wanting to fight, because he doesn't want to lose these people. Even if they're like, let's fight, it's still like, I don't want to lose you.
You
give me reason.
Well, but he truly represents himself as a king. Not in the I rule over you, worship me, fall at my feet.
That's dictator.
But more at the, I built this place, these people came, these are my people. And that's the way King Ezekiel is. And I agree with you. I think he truly does care for every single person. And I liked that his explanation involved the last time we went up against a group like the Saviors. Look what happened. These are people with missing arms, missing legs, limbs. They're missing fathers. There were people there who were doing the archery.
What I'm saying was it when they went up against the Saviors, or was it when they tried to expand and went up against the Walkers?
I think it was the Walkers.
Oh, no, I think you're right. I think it was the Walkers.
Yeah, he lost to the Walkers. He hasn't fought a group yet.
The wasted ones. The wasted.
Yes.
Yeah.
The wasted ones. Yeah, you're
the
right.
Walkers.
Sorry. Yeah. So it was against Walkers. People lost limbs. People lost family members. And that's one thing. I think he's going to realize that Rick is right. These are not the Walkers. Mm-hmm. These are much more dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I agree with you guys. I think this was a really fantastic episode. I said it was one of my, honestly, second favorites. We got some really good character development. We got to see Rick back, which was nice. And the only thing, because I mentioned this earlier, and I'm still very, very apprehensive about it, is I feel that with Rick and even with Carol, we have these characters that almost flourish in the heart of chaos. So whenever something's going on, whenever there's a battle, it's like we got themselves. We got the level-headed Rick that trusts his group no matter what and will do it everything. And we got Carol who will, be the badass that she needs to be. We've gotten these characters that we do this, and we love these characters, but whenever there's downtime, it almost seems like they fall apart. Rick then looks for a fight, looks for picking a fight, and Carol kind of goes to one extreme. And so my only thing that worries me about Negan is that we're going to get these characters back, but after this whenever there's a peacetime, are we going to get these breakdowns of, well, Rick's looking for another fight, and Carol can't even, hold herself to the group because of this, that, or the other. Like, I want to make sure that these characters kind of stay the same because, and I've said this with Rick, he flip-flops quite a lot, and it annoys me. And I like the whole stuff with Gabriel at the end, which we're going to talk about a little bit later. I love that stuff with Gabriel, but I'm very apprehensive about Rick and Carol, and I really hope that they have to have a battle.
Silly viewer, you think there's going to be peace after Negan's gone?
Oh, no, I know that. Okay, clearly I know
there's
that.
There's going to be some sort of, some group is trying, we still got Alpha and the Whisperers.
Mm-hmm.
I know that we, as, fans of the series, have a lot of stuff that's still coming. I'm just saying I want these characters to be more solidified and more grounded in their character instead of kind of flip-flopping back and forth between these extremes. And that's what I want. So I even want, when we get these slower episodes in the in-between stuff, after the Saviors and before the Whisperers and even after the Whisperers and, on, I want these characters to either remain the same or at least develop in a way where they don't go to extremes again.
True.
I want these characters to really flourish. But yeah, I absolutely loved the episode. It was actually nice to get Daryl back too.
Agreed.
Yeah,
Daryl
and then we sequester him back off.
Yeah.
Daryl seemed
Kingdom.
like himself for the first time in seasons.
Yeah,
he's back talking. He's loud. He's not.
Obnoxious.
He doesn't look emo-y. He doesn't look like
He's saying
quiet.
things like, "Screw these guys, man! They're gonna help us. We're out of here."
Basically.
Yeah, and it's beautiful. And I've missed this Daryl, and we're back. He's back, and I hope that he stays this. And this is what I was talking about. Like, this is the Daryl I love. I want this kind of combination of this Daryl that is loud and obnoxious, but also friendly and cares about the group. And it's like the obnoxiousness is coming from a place of good. Like, I love this Daryl, and I hope it sticks with him. A lot of good character development. I also loved the scene when Jerry's being Jerry. You gotta love Jerry. Oh my God, Jerry's amazing. I absolutely love him.
And I don't think Anna appreciates Jerry as much.
Oh, I love Jerry with the depths of my heart.
I think Jerry is funny comedic relief.
But
You guys
he's
have
also serious.
Weird senses of humor.
But he's also serious because as soon as Jesus let loose that, okay, I told Rick and the group this, and King Ezekiel got mad. He was mad. Like, somebody said something, and Jerry's like, don't interrupt the king. Like, boom. It's like, oh, Jerry, where's this guy been? Okay, there's a reason you've made it this far. I love this Jerry. I hope Jerry doesn't die.
He's gonna die.
I hope he doesn't die. Jerry needs to be
He will die.
There was just so much in this episode that I really enjoyed. Like I said, the Benjamin, he's probably going to die. I loved Jerry. I loved the action. We got some action. The pacing of it felt really good.
Yeah.
Even though, like, Anna, you said that it was slow in the beginning.
Just a little slow, but we had to have the slowness to do the preparations to see the differences in the groups.
See, I never felt that it was slow. I was like, everything that they were doing, even with the slow stuff, this is how they should do it because it was still interesting. It was two groups coming together and interacting. It was
interesting, but it was a bit slow on the pacing until we actually got to the kingdom.
Like I said, character development. I thought that the story that Rick told kind of came out of nowhere, and I thought that was cheesy. I
actually kind of liked that one.
That was kind of cute.
I liked it, but I was still like, it's cheesy. It came out of nowhere. I don't know why Rick would know this story. Besides that, everything else flowed perfectly. Everything else was fantastic. Everything I liked that we got to actually see. They didn't postpone it, and they didn't jump around it. It was within the first maybe 5 minutes. Morgan? Is that you, Morgan? And we actually got Rick and Morgan reuniting.
Yep.
There wasn't, we know where Carol is. There's no dancing around. Oh, they just missed each other. Oh, they just missed each other. Oh, they just... So, that was really good. But, yeah. Anna, what was your thoughts on who could possibly... I mean, I think we all know who it is, but the identity of that person is still unknown. Who was with Father Gabriel, and why do you think Father Gabriel took all that stuff from the group and stuff? What do you think's going on with that?
Well, I've been seeing several theories running around on the internet of all other fans aside from us trying to figure out who it is. But because of the boat thing, I think it's the guy who owned the boat. Whatever long-winded name he had from last few episodes, I don't remember his name, but the guy who owned the boat. And it was just... It made me want to think, just who is this guy? Because we saw his boots in the last episode, and then all of a sudden we see him in the car. It's like, okay, how did he get in the car? Why is Gabriel taking all this stuff? Most people are like, oh, well, Gabriel's abandoning the group. No, I don't think he is. Gabriel, he's not what he was seasons ago when we met him the first time. He's not as much of a coward. He's got some, frankly, balls to be doing what he's doing. So it's like maybe he's going to find a group. Maybe he's, someone's like... A lot of people are like, well, he was obviously kidnapped. He was supposed to take all this stuff. So
see, my whole thing is I don't know because it looks like he was kidnapped, but it's also seemed like he noticed something and then went and did it.
That's
or
what I was
he
thinking
had to
too.
meet up with somebody. It didn't seem like he was, oh, I have to do this or this, that, or the other. It seemed like he knew the person enough to be like, I'm worried. I got to get the stuff going. we gotta get out of here. Maybe that person possibly kidnapped Judith. I don't know. Maybe who knows exactly? But it didn't seem like he was kidnapped. I will say this: I was worried when we first started. I thought, oh man, Gabriel's slipping again. I thought we were past this, but no, it seemed very organic, and it seemed very...
He seemed to know what he's doing. He wasn't doing it as a coward. He was doing it very organized.
Yeah, but it didn't seem like it was somebody, hey, come on down, let me steal your stuff, oh, this, that, or the other. Like, it seemed like he knew the person, or the person at least had something on him to where Gabriel was able to keep his composure, because if it was anybody else... who knows what would have happened? Maybe it was...
we don't know.
Yeah, we don't know. We don't know now who possibly could be the person, the identity of the boat. But, I mean, it's one of those things where we have to find out. I'm curious to see where it goes from here on out. So it should be good. What you guys think of the highway scene besides? It was amazing. It was nice to see Rick and Michonne back in sync.
Michonne for the win.
And I want to know what you guys thought of Rosita's little knowledge of bombs, because I'll be honest, I still hate Rosita. She has done nothing but been whiny, annoying, even with Sasha. And I hated Sasha a while ago. And
that scene burned me, but I liked Rosita simply because she seems to be, aside from her momentarily losing her squat and shooting Lucille with the one bullet thing.
Yeah.
She's an idiot.
She does stupid emotional things, but when it came down to it, she was able to disarm the main bomb, get the C4, and then get all of the explosives and pick the one that she's like, nah, I don't like the look of that one. Tossed it in the median, and that ended up
exploding all the walkers.
Yeah, taking out a large number of walkers.
Yeah, I'll agree. Like, okay, she has her usefulness, don't get me wrong, but oh my god, do I still hate her.
She's got a skill set.
Yeah.
Yep.
But that's what you need in this. You need to get people, whether you like them or not, that have a skill set that you need. And Rosita has that skill set.
So, okay, predictions for next time. Honestly, because we could have gone on a lot longer and talked about this, but we need to wrap it up. So, predictions for next time, guys.
We're going to get more into this new group. People are saying it might be the Whisperers. I don't know. We'll see. But we're going to...
No.
I don't think so either, but that's what people are saying. I looked it up. But we're going to see the junkyard stuff. We're going to see that junkyard walker, which I want to see more. I want to hope there are more of those guys. They look kind of cool.
So I'm saying they're weapons. They're weapons. You send those guys into Negan's crew, and they're going to go running out the back, and that's when you plow them down.
Yeah, we're getting to this group. We'll see that Rick's, probably going to try and convince them, and might be, well, we don't know. You got to do this test, and then maybe we'll think about joining you.
That I could see. I'm also thinking that if for some reason the junkyard has already been visited by Negan, I can see that they have, one, probably buried most of their good stuff under the nastiest stuff they could find, and two...
Oh, hey.
That's
good.
one thing to think about. And two, there's a lot that can be done weapon-wise out of crap you find in a junkyard.
So true.
Yeah, scrap metal, and it's exactly what you said. I mean, that's where Rick and the gang are going to hide some of their weapons.
Yep, that's my thoughts on that. I think this group is going to end up joining. I think we're going to get to see Oceanside again.
Oh, yeah.
I think they're going to join. And not this next episode, probably not until halfway through or towards the end of the season will we see them.
Yeah.
Unless the one who is with Morgan is Cindy.
Gabriel.
Or Gabriel is Cindy.
Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with you guys. I think the season's going to play out. I think where we're at right now is... I really hope they keep it up. I think the character development's been fantastic. I think the action's been fantastic. I think it's been a lot of fun. We've had a blast, and we'll see you all next week.
It's so good
Bye-bye.
to be back.
We're back and better than ever, and this has been a damn productive day. Let's get going. Woo! Bye, everybody.